On this episode of the Star Wars Time Show, Matt and Nick return from the unknown regions to dust things off for 2026. In fact, they'll look towards the top 9 Star Wars moments of 2026 and what each may bring to fans this year. Of course, they'll end the show with Question of the Week responses and the latest round of Top 5 Star Wars fan artist features. Punch it, Chewie. Hey now, 2026. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the first episode of the SWTS in the year 2026 of our... you can't even call him a savior anymore. Who the fuck knows what's going on planet Earth, but we're back. And we're doing the show, and we're still named Star Wars Time. Who knows what's going to happen on the rebrand? I was just talking with young Nick and let them know how nice it was to disconnect for almost 14 days. I think the last time I did this was December 17th and really haven't looked back since then. And there are times in my life where I'm like, oh, I can't leave Star Wars Time. I can't leave YouTube. And like I said to young Nick a few minutes ago, I might be getting close. So who knows what's going to happen in 2026, but it's good to be back talking to young Nick. It's been a long time. I haven't talked to him in almost a month because he toured the galaxy, as we like to say. He was all over the Mother Earth, so we'll tune in with him to find out how that trip went. He gave me a tease, so I'm a little excited to hear what the hell went on as he was gallivanting across the galaxy into the unknown regions and almost getting close to Peridia via Pergil. All right, so hey, we're here. We're gonna do something. I didn't even know if we were gonna do a show this week. Because Nick and I we planned so masterfully. I think I hit him up on like a Friday evening. I was like, hey, you want to do the show next week or what? I was expecting maybe like, yeah, you know what? Let's punt it again. And old Matt would have been like, no, we have to do it. It's been 2 weeks. New Matt, I would have been like, fine, I'll take another Monday off, but. We're doing it, and this is a pre-record, so we'll get some lives down the road in January. But anyways, it's good to be back. It's good to see you, young Nick. So, we always kick off with Ask Us Anything, but I want to ask you something.
Yes.
What the hell happened on your Euro tour to make it so unrelaxing?
It was, here's what I'll say. Like, the trip itself was very fun. It was like the first time that we ever got to see both sets of our parents for Christmas, so that was nice. So basically what we did was started here in Austin on the 15th. We drove over to New Orleans, roughly 8-hour drive. We spent a few days over there, and then did a little Christmas with my parents and my brother and sister-in-law, and a couple of my aunts and uncles. Then we flew over to London on the 19th. So we're in Louisiana for about 3.5 days, flew over to London. London was fun. It was our first time ever being there. So the London trip was me and Taylor, and then Taylor's mom and dad. And I will say this, the London trip was just... it was a tourist trip. Like, we were seeing all the stuff that we could see. Yeah. Like, it was basically just like chock-a-block full every day. We're probably walking minimum six miles a day.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. Lots of walking in London.
Lots of walking, seeing Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, all of the, go down the row. We saw all of the sights. And it was great. I really, really enjoyed London. It was, not the sunniest place in the world. If you've ever been there, it's a bit dreary.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there, we flew to Venice. And from Venice, that's where we kind of finished up our Christmas. So we flew into Venice on the 23rd. We got to London on the 19th. So we were in London for 4 days, flew into Venice on the 23rd. Next day was Christmas Eve, and her family, Taylor's family. So we were staying with Taylor's family in Venice. They have a house in Venice. That's where they live currently, or in Vicenza, in between Venice and Verona. Christmas Eve was a big, Christmas party, dinner, everything like that with Taylor's family and friends. And
Did anyone
then
say the Pledge of Allegiance
nobody said the Pledge of Allegiance.
for Grace?
Nobody said the Pledge of Allegiance. I will say though that these were mostly military families. Taylor's parents, her father was in the military for 32 years now. He's a military contractor, still based in Vicenza. So
Got
a lot of the families over there were military families, and they seem to have a good head on their shoulders. If you can take that whatever way you may want to. They seemed like they were very, very intelligent, rational people. So good time over there. And so
they're not the other type of people, is what you're saying.
They're not the other type of people.
Okay.
They're not.
I
like
know exactly what you're saying, but we got to keep speaking in coded language over here. So
exactly, things are going certain ways. But yes, they were good people. 25th, very low key day, and then we flew out on the 29th. So we spent 5 days in Vicenza, flew out on the 29th. We didn't get back home into New Orleans. Flew into New Orleans. We didn't get back there until 1 a.m. on the 30th. So it was a long flight. We had some delays in Chicago. I think overall that day, that travel day from Vicenza to New Orleans was about 25 hours.
Oh, fuck my face.
Long travel
day. So
did
you quit? Did you even celebrate New Year's Eve, or were you guys just fucking zombified?
I legitimately tried to. So on the 29th, like we go to sleep on at 2 a.m. the day we get back, and then we drive back on the 30th to Austin. We get back to Austin at around 4:35 p.m. on the 30th. And then obviously the next day is Christmas Eve. At that point, I was like, okay, I'm not feeling too bad. Like, we got to sleep in a little bit before we left to go back to Austin. As soon as 9 o'clock comes on, it's like 9 o'clock on New Year's Eve, and I'm like, all of the energy in my body, in my mind, has drained from me. I'm like, because I was stoked. I was like, hey, like, we're not going to do a party because we were just going to do our own thing. I went out to the store. I got us a bunch of stuff, got us like a little sushi plate. I got us like some vegetable dip and a cheese board and all this stuff. So we're like snacking. We're just hanging out. 9 o'clock, like, we had semi dressed up. Like, I was wearing like a little, button down shirt and everything like that. Taylor put on a dress. We were having a good time. 9 o'clock comes, and I'm like dead. The jet lag hits me like a ton of bricks. And I told her, I was like, I feel it. It's got me.
Peace out.
And she's like, do you just want to, she was like, do you just want to go to sleep? And I was like, no, I'm going to fight to stay up till midnight. I'm just going to do it. Like, so we essentially just like suffered through. We went to bed probably 12:20.
Yeah.
Right after midnight. And honestly, like, there's still like some jet lag that I'm dealing with, because we crossed 6 different time zones. We had a 25-hour travel day, and then the very next day we had an 8.5-hour drive back to Austin.
Dude, stop it.
We were in, we counted it too. We were in 6. We went through 6 different airports on this trip.
Oh,
in
my
the
God.
last
Why would you do this to yourself?
The last day, it was a 3-leg trip. So our trip that was coming back to the U.S., we went from Venice to London, London to Chicago, Chicago to New Orleans. And Chicago, if you've ever been through O'Hare,
Terrible.
Chicago is awful airport. Just
terrible,
terrible.
especially
Dirty.
international.
Yeah, like dirty. That was the only spot that we got delayed, luckily, because there was some snow happening there, but we had like ended up having like a 2-hour delay in Chicago to New Orleans, which is why that got pushed. We didn't get in until like 1:30 a.m. But yeah, I mean, like, the trips, like the places that we went to, the people that we saw, everything was great. just I would never do that travel again. It
Not
was
worth
so
the
hard.
itinerary. Yeah, I was gonna say. I bet when you guys booked all this shit, you were looking at the tickets and the times. Like, yes, no big fucking deal. We got this. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. And so, like, what hour of our 20 of the 25-hour return home were you like, why the fuck did I do this to myself? Like,
It
what
was
the hell
literally
was I
like
thinking?
it was kind of midway through the flight from London to Chicago.
Yeah, you're like,
because
fuck,
it was
we still have to fly again once we
yeah,
get to the
that was the
States.
thing. Yeah, I was like, okay, no big deal. Just a 9-hour flight. We're almost done. We're almost done. And I was like, wait, fuck, we got another 2.5-hour flight
Oh no.
back to New Orleans. And then by the time we got into the airport in Chicago, we were both just like, I wish we weren't going back to New Orleans. I wish we were just going fucking home.
Yeah.
But then like
dude.
the delays hit, we get on that flight, we get on the plane, and they're like, we got to wait 20 more minutes because
Sweet.
it started to snow. We got to de-ice the plane. And we're like,
Dude.
oh, just get us home. Just get us
That
home.
is, man, that sounds like something that would break, like literally break me, I think mentally and physically. So it's good that you made it. It's good that you're here. We're going to talk some Star Wars because there's always time for it, as someone likes to tell me. So, boy, man, well, you've convinced me that I'm staying here in the States at least until it's too late. Okay.
I will say, if you can do a direct, like if you can go, hey
Sure.
man, I'm going.
That's only for rich people now, though.
Yeah, now everything has a connection or a layover. Or
Yeah, man. Unless you get a private
but
jet, you're pretty much getting herded up. So, damn, that sucks.
Yeah,
Well.
so-
Like I was telling you offline, my vacation was pretty relaxed. Went nowhere. I skied 4 times, saw 4 new movies, got some cool shit for Christmas. Been practicing on that. I'll talk about it because we might have a question and ask us anything about what we got. So I'm gonna save that. There's your tease.
Nice.
But yeah, it was so chill that I was like, I really didn't feel like coming back to quasi real life even today. So I've got this week and another week. I'll be returning to my real job the day after MLK, so I still got some time to kill and kind of be brain dead. All right, well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to this week's Ask Us Anything. We do it every show. If there's a show, we want you to ask us something because we know everything and you need to be learned. All right. So the way to get involved in the Ask Us Anything is look for our prompt on Instagram, on YouTube, on Discord, even on X. We'll put out the prompt. You just have to reply and we will answer your question. All right. Let me go ahead and get things staged up here. You never know what buttons may or may not be working these days. Hell, shit. They actually worked. Maybe there was an update. But all right, here we go, Nick. This is a good one, an easy one to kind of get you back into AMA or AUA when you're around here.
There we go.
This one coming from EKU Rory. What was the best food you ate over the holiday? I'd imagine you've got something that's probably not just American food, right?
Here's what I'll say. If you've ever been to London, and like
their food sucks.
Their food sucks. Yeah. I didn't want to, like, I was trying to caveat it. I was trying to be like, I'm from the South. We have we know how to cook food in New Orleans. All right. Fucking food in London, awful. It's like, I told my friends on like the last day we were there, I sent them like an Instagram message. I was like, man, the food in London's awful. And each one of them was like, the only thing that's good in London is the Indian food. It's like the the food. Because like the official dish of England is chicken tikka masala, and I didn't know that until like a month ago or something like that. But we didn't eat any of that. But I will say, in London, the best thing I ate, we went to this place. It was called the Mayflower Pub. It is built on the site where the Pilgrims left on the Mayflower to come to the U.S.
Okay.
And it's been there for like a while. It's been there for over 100 years, 150 years, something like that. It used to be called the Spread Eagle. Funny, but they decided to change the name to the Mayflower. And I had fish and chips there and bangers and mash, and they were both good. So that was my London one. And then in Italy, the area of Italy that we were at is like, it's like pasta with like, red sauce. Like that's their specialty in pizzas. Apparently food in southern Italy is better if you ask the Italians that we were staying with. But had some really awesome pasta. Pasta with what is it? Pasta with bacon and
Oh yeah.
and like chives in it. It was really good. It was just like really solid pasta from a restaurant that Taylor's parents go to all the time. So always a good opportunity.
Yeah, I was gonna say if London let you down, there's no way Italy did too. So
Yeah,
it's good to hear that you got
pasta
something
was
over
good.
there.
Pizza was good. Had some good risotto too. Went to this. Her parents took us to a winery.
I love
and they had this. Yeah, they had this really, really awesome risotto. Had that just solid all around in Italy.
Excellent. Well, I didn't leave, so no foreign food for me. So I honestly, as lame as this sounds, for Christmas Eve, we did Chipotle's build your own catering deal, which is like $55 for bowls of food. So that was great. Came home skiing Christmas Eve and had that waiting for me. And then I would say Christmas Day, we've never done this before, but we kind of had like a little dinner. The neighbors came over, and it was just good food and company. So
very nice.
And really, I love sandwiches these days. So Wario's chicken a la vodka sandwich was tits. Yum. I put on. I haven't weighed myself yet. Maybe you all can see it in the camera. This happens to me every winter. I kind of, I don't know, hibernate, if you will. But I think I'm up, Nick, at least 10 pounds of raw fat, like raw fat. I mean,
I may have lost weight just because of
all the
how
walking
much
and shit and stress.
We walked, and stress. I know for sure one day we walked 9 miles in London.
That'll happen. I remember those days as well, because it's just, if you want to do the touristy shit like Nick's talking about, it's actually easier to walk than to navigate like their subway and trains and all that type of shit. So, all right. Next question here coming from your boy Phil. I don't know if maybe he forgot that we already did this, but I like the question. So Phil's asking, if you ran a Star Wars themed session of D&D, what would the campaign center around? Well, Dungeon Master, lay it on him.
There you go. We did
this.
I don't know if the 3 episodes that we did are still on our YouTube channel. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. It was called Scoundrels of the New Republic. It was using a D&D mod called Star Wars 5e. And the story centered around our 3 scoundrels, right. Chief Matlu, an Ewok warrior, or an Ewok barbarian. We had Sir Dork, who was playing, I can't remember his character's name right now, but he was playing a sniper. A two tubes.
He was like a two tubes type of species, whatever they are.
Two tubes type of character. He was playing a sniper. And then one of our former listeners, Trevor, 16shooter, was playing a Jedi Guardian.
Yeah.
I can't remember, his name started with an X, I think, as well. So that was the crew.
They didn't like me.
Mission.
Chief Matlu was an asswipe.
Chief Matlu just wanted. He wanted to fight everybody he saw.
Berserker. Yeah, it was fun. Listen, I mean, it was fun. I wish it didn't end. It was one of these deals. I forget. I think when Nick was kind of hopping careers here or there, so that kind of
scheduling is hard.
Scheduling sucked. But it was fun, and Nick is a legit dungeon master. So, I mean,
yes.
If we could ever find friends that like us and keep liking us more than, a day or a few months, we'll have to try again. But it was a good time. So, thank you, Phil. All right, up next, here's our football guy asking the question. So, Kramer, of course, he's got plenty. I'll start with the ones he's asking me, Nick. But he's asking me about the college playoffs. They suck. Ohio State looked like shit. They got their ass beat by Miami, and it took Ryan Day less than a year to suck away all the favor and accolades and grace he earned last year. So the first round was terrible. Teams getting blown out. The quarterfinals, again, all but one of the bye teams lost, so there's something wrong there. There's too much time off. And go Indiana. I mean, I'm going to have to root Big Ten at this point in time. So, fuck it. I hate it. I'm so glad that I was able to show some self-control New Year's Eve, Nick. And after the first quarter, when it was 14-0, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this ruin my fucking festivities. Mm-hmm. Turned it the fuck off, put it on my iPad behind me, and just got right to the party. Had a little fun guy. feeling good. Didn't really care that they ended up choking and blowing that game in the end. So, all right, thoughts on the Steelers game? It was I don't want to give Mike Tomlin any credit, so let me say that first, because I still think he sucks and I think he should leave Pittsburgh. But now everyone again's be like, well, you see how amazing he is? He did it again. The winning season, they're in the fucking playoffs. It's a home game, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. Last night's game should have never even have been an important game. It should have been a bye game. They just need to beat Cleveland 2 weeks ago, a 3-win fucking team, and they couldn't do it. So the game was a mess. The fourth quarter was insane. It just became, fucking Madden's like, hey, here's a touchdown, here's a touchdown, here's a touchdown. And then literally with 2 seconds to go, when I think it's all over, Baltimore's rookie kicker misses it. So to me, it's still the Steelers literally bumble-fucking their way, backing into a playoff that they're going to lose against Houston in Pittsburgh next Monday night. Do you think Tomlin would have gotten the boot? No, I think even if he had a skid to where 2 weeks ago, all they had to do was beat one team and they're in, and then not getting in and being eliminated, the Rooneys still would have kept them around to rinse and repeat, to do it again next year, win 9 fucking games, get a shitty draft pick. So I'm not that thrilled that the Steelers are in the playoffs. I think the game was very fluky that they won last night, very lucky, and that luck is not going to happen in the actual playoffs. So here comes another big beatdown in the first round. And my man C.J. Stroud, a former Buckeye, will be the one laying it upon Tomlin and his dickhead team. All right, Nick, he's got a few for you. So what's your thoughts on Kellen Moore's first season with the Saints? And after your boy Tyler's rookie year, do you think he can be the franchise QB?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly exceeded my expectations for the first year. I mean, obviously they threw together a good win streak at the end of the season once Shuck came in and he was able to have a better grasp of that offensive system than Rattler did. It also, like, what was most encouraging to me is that the players on the team really started to believe, like, okay, maybe we got something here. Because I think leading up to that, like right before that win streak, Cam Jordan was like, yeah, I'm probably on my way out. Tyrann Mathieu was thinking the same thing. And now I think both of them are reconsidering retirement, just given like what they saw towards the end of the year and saw with Shuck. So
you guys screwed over Tampa Bay yesterday by not getting it done.
I know, right? I know. It's funny too, because like my neighbor is a huge Panthers fan.
Oh, so
and I saw him walking.
He was hoping you were going to lose.
Yeah. I saw him walking outside yesterday, and it was like I think it was halftime in the game, and he was wearing his Panthers jersey, and I was like, Panthers NFC champs, baby, they're going to be NFC champs. And they're like, yeah, we need y'all to lose though. And I was like, I don't care if we lose. Like, what do we play? Like, it's like if we lose, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're not fighting for anything.
Yeah, it was a kind of a fun final football day yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, even though the Steelers won, I was hoping for a loss. So, all right, Kramer, the other questions we already answered. So, love you, pal. Hopefully, you're doing all right. And the last one here: thoughts on Stranger Things? I have not touched season 5 whatsoever, so I cannot comment. You don't even watch the show, right?
We've only watched the first 2 episodes of season 5 thus far. I mean, it's entertaining. It is. They're like, the first episode's an hour and 11 minutes. So you just got to have time set aside to go through it. But I mean, it looks good. Like, special effects are solid. I think that, like, you're starting to kind of see in terms of, I mean, this is my opinion too. I hope that everybody in this show goes on to have a career that they're happy with, but you can start to see like the different levels of acting amongst the kids now that they've gotten older. Like, and you can see like, oh, like this one's probably a better actor than this one, or this one will probably be able to do some more stuff. At least than this
2 of them have done multiple movies. I think Finn Wolfhard has directed a fucking film at this point.
Yeah, Finn is already doing really well outside of it. And then Millie Bobby Brown obviously has been in a ton of stuff. She's kind of the real takeoff star from it. But
with the Matarazzo kid with the lip thing, he's the voice of one of the main characters in the Lego series we just watched in October.
Okay, yeah,
I think
I could see
that's
that
about as
for.
far as he's going. I don't think the black kid's gone anywhere, and the other.
Yeah, I mean, Will, the kid who plays Will, again, like I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but I think that like the other, like he gets outshined or outshone in scenes
Got it.
sometimes. But he still has moments that are really strong. And I think that the Lucas character, I think that the kid who plays him is pretty good too. So
All
I'm
right.
interested to see where they
Well,
go.
I haven't touched it, so I cannot make any comments. But I will say that my kid finally said, "Hey, you know what? I think I want to do Stranger Things." So I think we're going to start a very slow rewatch. So I'll probably be watching season 5 this time in 27. Okay.
Nice.
All right, Nick, best Christmas gift you received?
Best Christmas gift I received. Um, I mean, here's the thing: when you get to, I am the type of person who just buys
Yeah,
whatever
you
they
have
want
everything. You're
when
like
they
me. You have
want
everything
it.
you want.
Yeah, so it's like when people like Taylor's mom gets mad at me because she asked me what I want for Christmas, and I'm always like, you don't like, I don't really want anything, and she's like, and I do the same to my mom. So I got some nice button down shirts.
Socks. You get
Got
socks,
some socks.
underwear.
Got some Henry VIII socks from
Did you do
London.
any to Nick from Nick's? Or were
I
those all
did
came
not
early?
do. Yeah, those all came throughout the year. um, and I will say that what was it? I mean, Taylor's gift to me, which I had told her to get to me, but she got me a leather jacket, which
Oh,
I
big
had an
pimp.
eye on for a while.
Big
So
pimp.
nice leather jacket from Taylor.
All
So
right.
that was probably my favorite gift.
Yeah, mine too came from the wife, and she went way overboard. But she got me a Martin acoustic guitar. If you know anything
Mm,
about guitars, Martins are fucking primo. And she
yes.
got me the DX2E Billy Strings edition. So if you know who Billy Strings is, he's quite the bluegrass player. He's a young kid. I don't even think he's 30 yet. But I heard him on Stern. I heard Stern playing the expensive Billy Strings Martin guitar. I got the. It's still very expensive, but not the. Let's just say not the $3,500 one. But playing that thing, it has not made me any better. But my God, does it sound like an instrument compared to my original Alvarez, which is now pushing 25 years old. It sounds so fucking good. So I've got a little more motivation to maybe get into some guided practice in 26 versus just, oh, hey, there's a riff, let me try that. Oh, hey, there, like I need to get back to learning the fucking instruments. So
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
last one, let's keep this quick because we're already running behind. But thoughts on Venezuela? I'll say this: doesn't surprise me. If you know why it's happening. If you don't know, you're probably going, yeah. There's my take. I think it's.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, the U.S. has always been in the business of imperialism, whether you like it or not. We've done a few regime changes. This one just seems pretty far out when the charges against Maduro are the exact same, if not less, than the guy that our guy just
got
pardoned
from
Honduras.
Honduras.
So
Yeah.
the excuses for why the U.S. is doing this are laughable, but I know many people are probably cheering it on, even though they're the same people that voted for no more wars by putting in the guy that runs our country right now. So without with fear of veering too much into politics, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay.
Yeah. All I'll say is, the gas prices better come down because of this.
Shit, we better be
Because
down to 99 cents if we're going to steal a bunch of oil.
This better be fucking 1990s gas prices
Hell
soon.
yeah.
Because
and not a single fentanyl death in 26, not a single one.
Yeah.
Because that's why we did it to stop.
That's
fentanyl
why we did it.
That comes from China.
So,
all right,
yeah,
let's do it, Nick. Before we get into we got the top 9 Star Wars moments you should be looking forward to in 2026. I do want to briefly touch upon some good or maybe not good stuff I've seen in the theaters since being away. So let me go ahead and my buttons have already broken. I knew it was too good to be true, but that's how we roll. So just real quick here, caught four new movies over the break. all different types of movies too, Nick. I mean, I wouldn't say any genre really kind of repeated. They're all fairly unique to each other. Started with the big one, had to go support the machine, Avatar, Fire and Ash. I will tell you, it's obscenely long, like the second one. It is the second one, but it's better than the second one. So I'm not going to go deep into it. I'm glad it's made a bunch of money, if anything, just to keep theaters alive. But I will say, if they keep doing these, please find new villains, new antagonists at minimum, because the whole thing with Quaritch and Jake Sully, it's like we've ran it back 3 times at this point in time. And in Avatar 3, it's essentially the same ending as Avatar 2, just a grander scale. But I still dig it. I don't know what Cameron does. I think the world of Pandora just looks absolutely intoxicating. The technology they use in these movies is very impressive. And I would keep seeing them, but I think he might end it here. Next one I saw, and this I knew was going to be fucking silly, but I wanted to go see it anyways. And it's the Paul Rudd and Jack Black Anaconda reboot.
Anaconda.
Dude, it is as dumb as you think the concept would be, but it's kind of good. I just know there's one scene towards the end where I literally in the theater was laughing out loud like an asshole. Like, it was hard to just not laugh at how fucking ridiculously things devolve into. So if you want a silly movie and you're big fans of Jack Black and Paul Rudd and kind of what they do on screen, that's what they do in this movie. So it was fun. And then recently, I finally, got caught up by the Marty Supreme buzz with our boy Chalamet. And I'll tell you what, I can't really tell you what type of movie it is. I guess it's a drama. I guess it's a dark comedy. I just know there was a lot of talented people behind it. Chalamet is a bona fide star. That I think we can put that to bed. I mean, the guy, he drives that whole movie. Gwyneth was great. The other female co-star was great. The movie itself leaves a bit to be desired, but it's just good. It's a nice little 1950s period piece about a dude that plays ping pong. So I'll leave it at that. Check it out if you want to. And then finally, to support our Star Wars alum, I didn't even know this movie was coming out. I don't think anyone knows that this movie came out, but I went and checked out Daisy Ridley's We Bury the Dead.
Yeah, that's a zombie movie.
Yeah, I had no idea she was leading this film. I saw that release last week. I was like, hey, I'm off. I got 4 free movies a week. Might as well go check it out. So I did. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a different take on the zombie genre. It's that they don't all come back to life, and when they come back to life, they're not they're not 28 days later. They're not the Walking Dead type of zombies. So. But she does well in it. It's good enough. It's not something I'd say go see at the movies, but when it comes to streamers, you wouldn't be wasting the hour and a half it takes to get through it. So there you go. Movies are alive and well thanks to Avatar pumping another. I think it had like a $300 million weekend, which is promising.
Yeah, I think it already crossed $1 billion. So
yeah. So. Maybe he'll make 4, maybe he'll make 5. I don't know. I'll go see him even though they're way too long. But this week we got Greenland 2 that I'm excited for, and I think Primate is coming out as well. All right, Nick, it's time. There's always time for it, except when we talk for 35 minutes about other stuff. But it's time for Star Wars time, okay? So, hey, it's our first show back. With the calendar flipped over. It's a new year. So I was like, you know what? To kind of kick things off, get back into the groove of things, let's look forward into 2026 and discuss the either the moments, the shows, the films, the books, the comics that will be coming out that fans will be interested in, if not already hyped for. Okay, so we have 9 total to talk about, plus an honorable mention, and I'll discuss why it's an honorable mention right now. Okay, so the honorable mention here is Ahsoka Season 2. And you're probably saying, hey, Matt, I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest events in 2026, right? And I'm just like, well, yeah, I agree with you, except it's not on the fucking slate. I know there's a bunch of channels out there running with it. I don't know if you remember, Nick, a few months back, is like, damn, they're saying Ahsoka's coming out in 26. I said it was going to be 27, and I'm usually not wrong. But as of December, Disney's release slate for 2026 did not include Ahsoka Season 2. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of hedging my bet here. Made it an honorable mention just in case it makes the slate, but I don't think it is. If you really think about what they've got planned, and we'll be talking about it, I do think they're saving Ahsoka Season 2 for 2027, probably Q1, Q2. But just in case, Nick, it's on the list. If it makes it, no one can say that we suck.
Yeah. And hey, I think we just got some a set photo of Rosario Dawson. So I think they just started filming, right? Like,
no. Filming is over. They've been in post probably since October, November.
Okay, so maybe it was a pickup then or something like that. Maybe they were reshooting something because they showed her on set with like the production thing on, and it was like a new photo that came out.
Got it.
But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they're doing a reshoot. Maybe something like that popped up. But
it's not on the official slate from Disney, which that's not etched into stone, but they typically follow through. If you remember, Nick, we were supposed to be getting a Star Wars movie December 26 as well, and that is no longer there. I believe Ice Age 6 took its spot. So I guess there's another honorable mention for you, but that's not happening. We know the movie we're getting this year, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it on this top 9 moments of Star Wars in 2026. So there you go. Honorable mention, Ahsoka Season 2, just in case it kind of squirts its way out there this year. So the first real one I have for you is Star Wars Legacy. And while Nick and I aren't the biggest Star Wars book readers, I do know this is one that the community is probably looking forward to. Because, Nick, Star Wars Legacy is going to star Rey and Leia post The Last Jedi, but prior to The Rise of Skywalker. So it's finally going to help to fill in that gap, which I'm sure fans are interested to learn. Okay, well, how did Leia start training Rey? What was that like? How did Rey fix the saber? Yada, yada, yada. And that's what this book is supposed to cover. I think one would hope that maybe you even get sprinklings of Palpatine's somehow he returned in it as well.
Yes.
But as a canon novel, giving us more flesh to the sequel trilogy, I can't see where fans would not be excited for this release.
Yeah, I think like I used to read a ton of Star Wars books, as we've discussed on this show many times. I was a huge fan of the old EU, never really got heavily into the new expanded universe, read the new Thrawn trilogy, but didn't read the prior Thrawn books, the Ascendancy trilogy that came after that. And I've tried multiple times to pick up the High Republic first novel and really kind of struggled to get through it. But I feel like this kind of fits in a place where I may actually be interested in reading it, because it is giving context into things that we want to know about. And like you said, Matt, like if we can get some like elucidations in this book around like the Palpatine stuff, like even if it is just like Leia kind of having a feeling that like there's a feeling out there that I know that I can connect to, that I'm
and
familiar
she's not
with.
playing Fortnite when the feeling comes.
You know, she's not on the computer with her headset on with the cat ears on it or anything like that. You know, she actually feels it through the Force.
Oh shit, bitches! Motherfucking Palpatine's returning.
I just heard it. They just said it right now.
I've got the description up, and it does sound interesting. I mean, obviously they're going to focus on Rey and Leia and kind of how they feel after that battle on Crate. The Resistance almost done. Rey doesn't know. She feels like she's a no one. Leia's still dealing with the fact that her son is now the supreme leader, fuckhead of the galaxy. But it sounds like, Nick, they're going to be spending a lot of time on Tython to explore ancient Jedi texts and to help repair Rey's lightsaber. But while they're on Tython, they're going to have to go through all sorts of arcane trials, and they got to unravel the temple's mysteries. They're going to find some refugees, and the First Order will be involved. So kind of like you're saying, man, if it's adding canon that is going to supplement major Skywalker films, whether you love them or hate them, I can possibly get behind that. It just depends if I get through my Asimov challenge. I still got one book to go in the Foundation 7 series, and then I got a bunch of his robot books for Christmas. But this one,
nice.
for Star Wars fans that like to read, be on the lookout. I believe this is going to be dropping, I think, my birthday, July 28th. So
There we
if you're
go.
into books, keep an eye out for our number 9 moment to look for in 2026. If you're a Star Wars fan, Star Wars Legacy. All right, coming in at number 8, and who knows, hopefully Nick returns to the park this year so we can get his update, because I doubt I make it. But I think this spring, actually right in line with the launch of Mandalorian Grogu the movie, it looks like May 22nd is the actual date, there's going to be a brand new mission and other game enhancements to the Smuggler's Run ride at Galaxy's Edge, Nick. And they're essentially, these new missions will be themed around Din and Grogu. Like I said, I've also heard that, you know, they're going to update some of the tech that the game's been using. But I have not done Smuggler's Run since 2020. I don't know if they've changed it at all since then. If not, this is going to be the first major update to that ride, featuring a brand new mission that is all themed around the titular heroes of The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Indeed. Yeah, no, I saw a short video about this from the Disney Imagineering team before we left to go on vacation. And well, one, I will be going back to Disney in November of this year.
The November trip is back, huh? And it's been like 2 years, I think.
Indeed. So it's back on the calendar. So I'll be able to hit Smuggler's Run, give you some updates. But yeah, apparently like they're making some really good changes to the visualization.
Yeah, like it's gonna be like 8K, or the clarity is
Yeah.
supposed to get better, shit like that.
Yeah. Updated clarity on the screen. So if you were somebody who may have gotten motion sick in the previous one, this would probably fix some of that. And they're also updating, I believe they're updating some of the gameplay mechanics, but I'm not really sure how they're going to be doing that. So yeah, updated roles for pilots, gunners, and engineers. So there's going to be a little bit more feedback in terms of like how you're performing. There's going to be clearer tasks, more meaningful actions for all 3 of the different things. So yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked about this, and I'm excited that I get to go back this year and test it out once it's launched. So yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm always down. It's not like there's much else to do at Galaxy's Edge. I feel like that park, they kind of fumbled it. I know it's still open and it probably gets a little traffic, but going all in on sequel stuff, probably not the best idea to launch a new park. So it's
I think that it's like one, it doesn't have that many. There's only 2 rides in it, and I know that
everything else is just like what you can eat,
like an experience.
Yeah, or you can pay to make a really expensive 2 big lightsaber. You can go to a bar and pay for overpriced drinks and food.
So yeah, I mean, I know that there's going to be expansion, and I hope that they change, add some new rides to it, things like that. I think that the feel of the park is kind of what they wanted to achieve. It really does feel like once you kind of cross that barrier that you're inside of this Star Wars location. Just interested to see what their expansion plans are, and how they plan on, bringing some new attractions to that particular area.
Nick, you got to wonder what they've done with the Halcyon building, the grand failed hotel experiment. Like that had to be a fairly large footprint on their campus around Galaxy's Edge. So I'm wondering if they've repurposed it. Is it turned just into a regular hotel? Is it going to be turned into another attraction? I don't know, but it makes sense.
I saw something in one of the insider magazines that we get that they've now gotten the permits and licensing necessary to do whatever they're going to do with it. They haven't said what they're going to do with it. It's already attached to Galaxy's Edge. So in my mind, just open and expand it. Just add a new attraction in there,
right? Add
some more space in there, but they haven't really revealed what they're going to do with that area
something
yet.
Prequel or OT based. Come on.
Hey.
Yeah, speaking of prequels and OTs, this is the first year we failed in our Star Wars rewatch. I think the ladies are over this tradition. So
Yeah.
we only made it through TFA. We barely started TLJ last night, but that tradition might be dead. So RIP
Yeah.
Star Wars rewatch. All right. Well, hey, here we go. We're going to get a new Din and Grogu themed mission in Smuggler's Run. So keep an eye out for that this May. Coming in at number 7 in terms of what Star Wars fans should be looking forward to in 2026. And this, I think, was on my top moments of 25, but Star Wars Galactic Racer. And I know Nick and I have not been able to talk about these video game reveals yet because he was off and out and on his way across the globe. But Nick, at the Game Awards, we got 2 Star Wars game announcements. We got the one that probably really excited you and got your nipples hard, and Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, which is going to be helmed by Casey Hudson, the guy that ran the original KOTOR and the OG Mass Effect. But out of nowhere, in the same night after Star Wars fans were already like, oh my God, I got to go change my shorts, they announced Star Wars Galactic Racer, which is going to be a racing game set in the Star Wars universe, and it's not pod racing. It's definitely more, I don't want to call it kart racing.
Multi-vehicle racing.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, based on the logo, it looks like there could be speeders. It looks like there could be pod-adjacent type of vehicles, but I love racing games, especially competitive ones, but they got to have a little fun to them. So combat, hopefully there's going to be pickups like Mario Kart. In the end, I wish they just did Star Wars Super Bombad Racing again. I don't know if you ever played that on PS2, but that essentially was Star Wars Mario Kart. But I think Galactic Racer has potential to just please Star Wars fans, because it doesn't have to do what games like what's the one that came out this past year that failed completely?
Outlaws.
Yeah, Outlaws. It doesn't have to establish the universe. It doesn't have to establish hero characters or really even a plot. As long as the racing mechanics are good and racing is fun, and you want to keep coming back so you stay at the top of the leaderboard, this could be a sleeper Star Wars, or hell, a sleeper game experience this year when it comes out. So I don't know if you've looked at it at all or if you're in the racing.
I checked out the little trailer. I mean, here's what I say. Like, racing genre is something that's kind of fallen out of favor now. I think that Microsoft has shelved the Forza franchise for a while, or like there hasn't been a new Gran Turismo in a bit from the PlayStation side that I'm aware of. And basically the racing game kind of area is relegated to, some of this like really, really hardcore, like iRacing stuff, and then Mario Kart. So it's an area where I think that Star Wars can thrive. People already have the memories from, the Star Wars Pod Racer video game and for Nintendo 64. People were huge fans of that. Like you mentioned, Bombad Racer on PS2. So like, if you can do something to really make it an arcade style, because I think that's important. Like if you're going to get like really hardcore about this game and try to make it like a racing sim, I think it's going to flop. I think the arcade style is really necessary. Like, just make it fun, make it, to where like, oh, look, I picked up a hydro spanner and I can fucking throw it at the guy in front of me and it land, shit.
Or it's
like
called
that.
the Sabalba, and you reach over and like break their shit off.
Yeah, like you've established all this like chicanery and nonsense that can happen through pod racing in episode 1. So make sure that that's a part of the game. Like, let people have fun the same way that they have fun in Mario Kart. So I'm stoked. I'm down to play this. I mean, PC current gen consoles got all of them. Definitely we'll try this out when it comes out. So looking forward to
hopefully it's not one of these, and I'm sure it is, because fuck Fortnite and Battle Pass this and season that. I mean, I kind of have a feeling that's coming. It'd be nice if it didn't, but hey, it is what it is in the day of modern gaming. They got to make money somehow, and apparently that model now is nickel and diamond. Next, coming up here, something to look forward to. If you're a Star Wars fan in 2026, guess what? We're sticking with the video game genre, and we're talking about the Zero Company. I don't even know if people remember this was announced, but Star Wars Zero Company was announced back in April at Celebration Japan. It's going to be set towards the end of the Clone Wars. And Nick, this is the one you and I have been kind of excited for, because it's going to be the first Star Wars themed turn-based tactical game. You know, kind of think XCOM or that
Mhm.
Gears of War top-down strategy game. So you know we got turn-based gameplay. We got the Clone Wars time frame. You got an original squad of characters you can see on the screen if you're on the live stream or the stream, the video, doing whatever. But I'm excited for both these games. But I would say the edge for me is going to go to Zero Company, because if Zero Company's done right, it could be pretty addictive, kind of like I remember in XCOM or other games of this nature.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm stoked for this. I think that it's playing in a zone that obviously I've said many times I think is overplayed in. But hey, it's a video game. We haven't, it's a new style of video game too. We've never had a tactical combat Star Wars video game before, so I'm excited to see what they can do with that. Aside from like Empire at War and stuff, I know but it's a completely different style of like tactical RPG than Empire at War and those like spin-off games from there. So I'm pretty stoked for it. I definitely will be getting it. And I do think that like this game has a better chance of like reinvigorating the Star Wars video game community than Outlaws did. I think that Outlaws, as I fucking knew it would. I said it before it came out. I was like, Ubisoft's gonna fuck this up like they fuck up everything else. So like, why is it different? Because they slapped a Star Wars name on it, and they
It's
did. Like they absolutely did. And the only thing that worries me about this game now is that EA is just a Saudi owned company. So it will stop spending money on this company as much as I can, because they're just giving it to Saudi billionaires who are using it to oppress their populations and everything else. So,
hey,
but you
sounds
know
like
what?
the
That's the world that
states.
we live in
I was
now.
gonna say
Yeah,
it kind of sounds like what's happening here. I just someone
exactly.
had a social media post, and if you read it and understand what the billionaires and the government control right now, there's no more free information in this country.
Oh, dude, it's disgusting. The only good thing that's happening right now with all these media mergers and shit like that is that Netflix is consistently saying "fuck you" to Larry Ellison. Like it doesn't matter how much money that dude says that he's gonna, I'll give you $40 billion out of my pocket, and they're still like, we don't care, bro.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, no. Tonight's
So
the Ellison kids' big experiment on CBS. They rebooted the CBS Evening News with some guy that's like, yeah, we're not gonna include the opinions of advocates,
or
scholars,
professionals.
or
Yeah, I
professionals
saw that.
anymore. We want the regular Americans. Like, okay, so
Yeah,
you're
so it's like,
turning
so
it
you've
into
just,
social media.
yeah, exactly. So you've just turned your news broadcasts into some guy reading tweets off of
Yeah,
Elon
propaganda.
Musk's
It's
X.
like, oh my
So
god,
sounds like
dude.
it'll be great.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. Star Wars Zero Company. That's number 6. Number 5. This one again, I don't think is probably on a lot of fans' radar. But when I remind you, you might go, "Oh shit, yeah." I think I need to get some tickets out to LA. That's because in September, the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art will officially open. And this is, I don't know, Nick, if you've seen the picture. I've got it up on the stream right now, but just the building architecture itself screams you want to go. But the fact
Yeah.
that it's all founded by George, it's all about storytelling, film art, narrative history. I can't think of a better museum to go to as a Star Wars fan, especially an adult Star Wars fan. I think this thing is just going to be full of cinema history, to the point where you might be reminded of how big of an impact George Lucas had on the medium.
Yeah. I think that this is something that has been super important to him for a long time. And I think that it finally coming to fruition. And like you said, the way that the facility looks is absolutely incredible. It looks like something that at one point George may have presented
Yeah,
to ILM to like, hey, can you make this with CGI? And then like now he made it in real life.
it's
Um,
literally Star Wars architecture in LA. Like, I think this is a real shot. If it is, it's fucking. It
yeah,
looks like a docked spaceship where half its roof is or solar panels and the other half are literally growing fucking grass and trees and shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've never been to Los Angeles before. And
Oh
I
boy.
like I'm just the type of person that like didn't really feel a need to go to Los Angeles for any reason.
Well,
Like,
here you go, bro.
But this does seem like something that I would take a pilgrimage for and really want to experience in person,
Well,
because I
maybe
think that
maybe this September I've got places we
Yeah.
can stay. That's for sure.
There you go. So I think that this would be a really cool thing to see. I think that this is really what George has probably put a lot of his focus on
Oh, yeah.
post Star Wars.
Yep.
And, this will ultimately, along with Star Wars, this will obviously be a big part of George's legacy. Once he passes on and we have nothing to look back on but the memories. So
True
very
that.
excited to see this and really kind of dive into what George has put together here.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. Like I said, it's supposed to open its doors September of 26. It is in LA. So if you're into film, narrative art, I think you'll dig it. It's probably not all Star Wars, and that's okay. It's from the maker, so that's why it's on the list. Okay, coming in at number 4 of the top Star Wars moments that fans should be looking forward to in 2026. And I just learned this today, and I'm probably going to have to pick this up. But we're going to get a prequel comic in March called Star Wars Shadow of Maul, which is supposed to be, like I said, a direct narrative prequel to Maul Shadow Lord, which is also releasing in 2026. So it's going to be a limited run, so it's not a big ass to get involved with. These limited runs are usually 4 or 5 issues at the most, maybe 6. Mm-hmm. But the fact, Nick, that it's a direct lead into the Maul series, I think it's one of the reasons we have it at number 4 because of its narrative juice. But anytime we can get insights about a series or a character that we have known for decades and love, I'm down. So a prequel Maul comic that's actually going to inform his new series that's also coming out this year, to me, it's a win-win.
Yeah, I'm 100% in for this. I mean, I think that anything, like you said, that's going to give us more insight into the upcoming Maul show is going to be really good. And I expect this Maul animated series to be top notch. Like the people, like obviously the character that it focuses on, but also like the things and the people around him are so interesting. So I'm super excited for it. I'll definitely pick up this limited run so I can catch up on, all the prelude, as they're saying, all of the pre-knowledge that we need to go into it. And yeah, I mean, this seems similar to what they did with the Rise of Kylo Ren, like mini comic series run that they did before. I think it was before the launch of TLJ, I think it was before TLJ launch. So looking forward to it. I haven't read the comics in a while. I know, Matt, you were super heavy into the comics for a bit there, but this one will definitely pull me back in. So looking forward to it.
I gotta say who's writing it here. Okay, it's by Benjamin Percy and Madabek Musabekov. All right. But hey, the important thing is here, it's a prequel to Maul Shadow Lord, so I don't know how you can pass on it. And I believe it's coming out March or March 4th. It's definitely early March. Yeah, right here. On sale March 4th, number 1, Star Wars Shadow of Maul. So I think this is a must for anyone that is serious about their Mauldom. So we'll be reading him, and I'm sure it'll give us some content to fucking talk about in March as we get ready for Maul coming out. Nick, the fact that this is releasing in March, so that you're going to get, what is it? You get 1 comic book a month, right? That's how it is. Or is it, it's typically, if it's a series, it's 1 a month.
It's usually, 1 a month, yeah.
Usually on a Tuesday, I believe, is New Comic Book Day. Or maybe Wednesday. I can't remember. It's been so long since I gave it up. But I think the fact that it's coming out this spring, it could very well lead into Maul Shadow Lord being this year's May or Star Wars Day release show.
Yeah, so
that
makes sense.
I have a feeling the Maul animated series, unfortunately, is probably going to be debuting end of April, early May, so it'll be taking up some of my vacation at the end of May. But I'm already going to miss Mando and Grogu movie because I'll be at the beach, so fuck it. Doesn't matter. Life is good. I don't need Star Wars for happiness, right, Nick? Right, Nick?
Yeah,
Right, Nick?
See?
Yeah, I don't need it. All right, so that's number 4. So number 3 then, my friends, is Star Wars Visions presents The Ninth Jedi. So this is the standalone. I don't know if I can call it a series or just a show, a movie. It's not clear what it's going to be. But in 26, we will be getting the standalone take on The Ninth Jedi, which now has 2 shorts in its catalog. It has the first short, which Nick and I loved. It was the best short of Star Wars Visions Volume 1. And then we just kind of picked up with Cara in Star Wars Visions Volume 3. And from what I've been reading, this Visions Presents the Ninth Jedi should be picking up right from where this Child of Hope short ended in Visions Volume 3. And I'm excited for that because, we talked about, or Nick and I talked about together in our breakdown and review of Visions Volume 3, but because I'm a dipshit and didn't record our mics, no one else got to hear our thoughts. But we both agree that The Ninth Jedi continues to be excellent, has always warranted its own standalone spinoff, and now we're getting it this year. So I'm definitely excited for this one. I could see this being a fall release.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this because this is what I really wanted to see come out of Visions, is like use the mini format as a way to identify potential longer form, even like mini series like this that you can spin off. And I think it's important to present Star Wars like a full-fledged Star Wars story in a different way that people haven't seen before. It's nice to get the bite-sized pieces that we get with Visions Volumes 1, 2, and 3, but following through and making a full Ninth Jedi series, I think is what my thought for Visions really was. I'm excited for it. I really like the characters. I like the lore that it established through the 2 minis that we've seen thus far. And if you've seen Volume 3, the heartbreaking fashion in which that short ended, and it does leave a lot of really interesting pathways for Cara to follow, and a lot of cool Jedi lore for us.
She's got to find her dad. Remember, her dad's kind of key to all this because he's the one that for somehow still knew how to make lightsabers, and the lightsabers would change based on the user's personality. Yeah. So he's big shit in the galaxy, at least this version of the galaxy, far, far away. So keep an eye out on this one. Like I said, I could see this one being fall of 26. All right, so now we're getting down to the top 2 Star Wars moments that fans should be looking for in 2026. We just talked about its prequel, so coming in at number 2 is Maul Shadow Lord. This is the full animated series dedicated to Lord Maul, Darth Maul, or I guess just Maul. We can't call him a Darth anymore. But from what we know, Nick, this is going to pick up soon after he left Ahsoka and Rex in the 332nd. He escaped. He had his own little hallway scene at the end of the Clone Wars there, and then screwed over Rex and Ahsoka as he took what seemed to be the only shuttle to get the hell out of there. So it should pick up after that, and we should see him begin to consolidate and build up his power in the criminal underworld, hopefully via Crimson Dawn. Maybe Kira's introduced, or we see their introduction together. Maybe Dryden Voss is a character in this because he should not be dead yet, because this is all set before the Solo movie. And it's just, listen, it's Darth Maul, played by Sam Witwer, the Darth Maul, not poor, drunk, and mentally ill Ray Park. We speak his name. We love him for what he did, but like Nick has been saying these past few shows, as we discuss the character, it is Sam Witwer. So I'm super hyped for this one, but it's not the number 1 moment. It is still an animated series. We don't know how long it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be a multiple season series or if it's just limited. And it's I don't want to. I'm saying this the wrong way, but to someone like me, as much as I love animated Star Wars, it's still animated Star Wars. It doesn't feel like the real deal.
Yeah. I mean, animated Star Wars was always secondary to the bigger live action releases. So definitely understand that. But yeah, I mean, I really hope that this turns into a multi-season show. I don't know what the plans are internally on the Lucasfilm side of things, but we know from this point that Maul has quite a while of being alive until he finally meets his end in the Tatooine desert at Obi-Wan Kenobi's hands. So, I mean, if you really wanted to dedicate this and like really make this like, hey, this is going to be our animated show for, 4 or 5 seasons, I feel like it's easy to do that. You have so much content to cover with his time within the Shadow Collective. You have so much that comes after that too, even just like taking a different perspective within Star Wars Rebels, because you already know kind of where he intermingles within that series. But like in Rebels, you essentially have the Phoenix Squadron and Ezra and Kanan perspective, and Ezra's time with Maul through his own eyes. You could flip it, play through that same sequence of time, and then just have everything through Maul's eyes all the way up until his untimely, or maybe timely demise in the
Yeah,
Tatooine
you know what?
desert.
That
So
I kind of like that. I would like to. I don't think it's going to butt all the way up to the Rebels timeline, but it would be cool if they show the madness creeping in. Because you got to remember when
yeah,
we find Maul again in Rebels, he's lost his mind. Like the thought of revenge on Kenobi, it has become so strong, it's over consuming. Like clearly, he gives up his mantle as the head of Crimson Dawn so he can get Ezra and go to Malachor to get the holocron that he thinks is going to give him information on Kenobi's location. So I do hope, I'm with you, man. I hope in this series they start to lean into what ultimately breaks his mind to the point where he's like, you know what? I'm the biggest crime lord in the galaxy, but I'm going to give it all up so I can get my revenge from the guy that cut me in half on Naboo.
yeah, yeah. I mean, lots of room with Maul. Sam will do it until you tell him he can't
Why
anymore.
not? Why
So
not,
like,
man?
yeah,
That's
like
easy money.
just let it go, man. Let it go. I really hope that they can extend this and make this a really strong Maul show for multiple seasons. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so here we go, Nick. The number one
Uh-oh.
moment that Star Wars fans should be excited for in 2026. It's an easy one. I'm sorry. I love Maul, but I love Star Wars movies in the movie theater more than that. So The Mandalorian and Grogu drop in May of 26 is the number one Star Wars moment fans need to be excited for. This will be the first time a Star Wars movie has graced the cinema in 7 years. All right, the last one was The Rise of Skywalker, and while it did okay at the box office, in my opinion, it is the worst Star Wars prequel or sequel. It may be one of the worst Star Wars movies ever made, just because of the odd narrative changes that they crowbarred in there to, as Nick has said many times, to appease the fans, to appease the writers that felt like the other writers weren't catching their drift, maybe to shit on Rian Johnson. Who knows? I do know Rian Johnson is a talent. That third Knives Out movie is another good one. So
It's very good.
Like,
Very
let the
good.
fucker cook, whether you hate him or not, and what he did in Star Wars. But my God, the guy knows how to make movies and tell stories. So, Nick, I don't know if it's your personal number one. I just kind of ranked it based on my own thoughts. But I would think most fans are pretty geeked up at the idea of finally getting back in the silver screen to watch some Star Wars. And it doesn't hurt that it's Din and Grogu, kind of the two of the characters that most fans, even full-on Disney haters, can kind of get behind and celebrate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's always great to see Star Wars in the theater. I'm excited to really see some new Star Wars content in the theater, because the last few theatrical releases we've had have just been re-releases of previous content, which is always great. It's always great to see Star Wars on a big screen. No doubt about it. I mean, obviously, I have my reservations about this film. I'm interested to see how the very weird plot points that we've been told about this movie coalesce together. I think it's a super safe bet to hit the theaters again with Mandalorian and Grogu. Obviously, they have a huge following through Disney Plus and the TV series. And I think that if anything, John and Dave really earned it. Like they laid the foundation and really launched Disney Plus as a streaming service into what it is now, which is probably the second most subscribed to service behind Netflix at this point. And I'm really stoked to see what they can put on a big screen. You know, this is going to be Dave's first time really being at the helm of a theatrical
I think
live action film.
I think they get that John's considered the main on this one.
Yeah, but they're a team. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm interested to see how it comes out. I'm not like building this up in my head in any way. Like
Yeah, you can't.
I really just because like if we knew like if we were like, oh yeah, season, last season of Mandalorian ended, they're gonna do a movie and it's gonna come off of this, but it's like a completely separated plot that doesn't seem to feed into
Well,
anything that
I
we had
think
previously seen before.
this might have been on one of my solo lives, but I did read somewhere, maybe it was Favreau said that this should carry things up to the start of Ahsoka season 2.
Okay, so
Or at
it'll
least
be interesting.
they are going to
then.
be connected, it sounds like, at least.
Yeah. So in that case, this should give us Thrawn then. Like Thrawn should be in this in some form or fashion. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Always stoked to see Star Wars in theaters. And really, shows that the team behind Mandalorian, really put out some good stuff and they're able to make it to the theaters. So stoked for it. Stoked to see where it goes and how it continues the Mandoverse into Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, all good points. I mean, I'm with you. I don't want the narrative to be lessened in any way because it's on the big screen versus a small screen. But I also don't want it to just be one-off nonsense with these two fucking around the galaxy. It's got to have narrative meaning and impact on what is coming after it. And I think they'll do that. If they don't, then maybe you and I really should consider following another franchise and just give up on this shit because some of the directions and decisions since Disney took over, while, back in 2013 or 14 when it happened, we're like, fuck yeah, this is perfect. Look at that roadmap, bitch. New trilogy, standalones. And it all blew up. So fingers crossed like you. If anything, just tell a good story and sell a lot of tickets so you'll motivate those rich motherfucking white guys to keep spending money to make more Star Wars movies. All right, we gotta show Bob and Alan that it's worth investing all their jillions of bonus dollars into Star Wars films that actually go to a theater.
That's right.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
So that's it. That wraps our top 9 with one honorable mention. Star Wars moments for fans to look forward to in 2026. So before we say goodbye, we're going to go ahead and close out the show with our patented, tried and true, never to be repeated fan segment. We do it every show because we're idiots, and we actually think if we include people, they'll keep watching our show or tell people to watch our show. But the trick has not worked in the many years we've done this, but we keep doing it because Matt is a man of routine. And Nick just goes along with it, right? He knows, like, yeah, the guy talking about himself in third person, you just got to let him roll, right? Just let him roll. All right, so there's 2 ways to get involved. We do the question of the week. We just want your responses. We'll always theme the question around our main topic. So naturally, we ask fans, like, hey, what are you looking forward to Star Wars-wise in 2026? Unfortunately, we did not get a ton of responses because pre-recorded shows are a bit shotgun versus the live shows, but we did get a few, Nick. So
yeah,
if you wouldn't mind, would you please narrate the responses from our 3 fans?
Indeed. League of Extraordinary Sixthers. She says Ahsoka season 2 probably, maybe not coming out in 2026, but who knows? Could still happen. League. We just don't know yet. And Mando and Grogu. So
not bad.
League also looking forward to the live action theatrical release of Star Wars again in 2026. Imperialis _YSR says Thrawn versus Akbar, Clash of Master Tacticians.
I think Imperialis is also leaning towards Ahsoka season 2 coming out.
2. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that maybe if Mando and Grogu links to Ahsoka season 2, maybe you might see Thrawn hitting the known Star Wars galaxy within that movie, and maybe you'll get an Akbar Thrawn clash to close out that film. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, it does seem like Imperialis is leaning a little bit more towards.
The more I think about it, I just don't see Ahsoka season 2 hitting this calendar. It's just, if you think about all the shit we just talked about, Mando and Grogu itself is going to be a massive venture for Lucasfilm and Disney, like resource wise, to promote that bitch, all the red carpets, blah blah blah. So you got that juggernaut, you got the mall. You've got the Ninth Jedi, and that's just the stuff that's going to be on Disney Plus or in theaters. So with that schedule, I don't think they're going to oversaturate. I really think Ahsoka S2 and Starfighter are going to be the kind of stars of 2027.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, we obviously don't know what the episode length of the Ninth Jedi is going to be. And my assumption is that
It better be a
Maul is
fucking
going to
movie,
be.
right? Like, shouldn't it be like
Oh,
almost 90 minutes long?
yeah. So, I mean, that's going to probably take up the summer slot. If I had to take a guess, Maul will be, or like the late summer, early fall slot. Maul will be, in like the kind of show that runs through summer, like
Yeah, spring,
starting
summer,
probably,
end
like
of
you said,
spring,
in May.
summer.
Yeah. Yeah. So probably be 12 episodes that'll run through summer. And then, like you said, at the end of the year, here, like
That's see,
we're gonna get.
I see the Ninth Jedi because the Vision stuff has always gotten a fall release, usually in October,
Yeah.
and by then, are you really going to cram in Ahsoka to close out the year like they did Skeleton Crew? I think they did that with
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew because they didn't know what they had. They're like, "Fuck, we'll just sneak it in." And literally let some episodes play in 2024, and then we'll finish it in 2025. I don't think they're going to do that with Ahsoka.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things play out.
All
I mean,
right.
having the Mando and Grogu movie in May, kind of mixes your things up. Your most successful Star Wars releases in theaters have always, since Disney's taken it over, have been in December. So trying to reclaim a summer release, it's going to be interesting. And then that may push. I don't know what their thoughts are on Shadow Lord, if they want to have that running concurrently with the release of Mando and Grogu,
That's what I mean.
delay
I
that
just
to later.
I think there's enough big projects, just moving pictures, not all the other shit we talked about, that it doesn't make sense for the slate, and that's probably why it was not revealed to be on it in December. All right, we got one more from Kramer. Nick, what does he say?
All right, last one here from Kramer. We got. He says, same thing. Easy question. Mando and Grogu and Ahsoka season 2. So everybody has the same thoughts.
I don't know who said. I don't know if this is Star Wars theory or this determined focus pod, but someone has definitely gotten in the ears of fans and convinced them that Ahsoka season 2 was going to be in 26.
Yeah, I don't know. But as Matt said, it's not on the slate yet. They may pop out and surprise you, I guess. Like maybe they'll do something like that, but
Huzzah!
I doubt it. It's like, hey, here, take a look at this. I doubt it. If it's not on the slate, we're probably not going to get it until 27. So
all right.
Strap in for a long.
Hey,
week.
if we get it, we're not complaining. Like I don't want you to. I don't want people to misunderstand us here. We're not negative Nancy's on Ahsoka. I'll take it. Give it to me. It just based on how Disney does business. I think they don't want to blow their entire wad this year.
Yeah, because we don't really know of anything else. I mean, like other than I don't know if there's any other TV series in development, right? Like there's there's going to be no more Mandalorian TV after,
at least for now.
This, and Ahsoka is ending with season 2. So my thought is that they're going to hold Ahsoka until 27 to give them more dev time if they're going to do more TV. And then the only other projects that have been announced that aren't out yet are Starfighter 27.
That's it.
And then, is anything happening with the Rey movie?
No, nothing. Zero.
Like, yeah, like if that's a plan.
Bro, the Rey movie was
release
supposed to be this May or December, and that's how fucking far behind that thing is. And then you got the Dawn of the Jedi, then you got Filoni's thing. So that's what I mean. I unless at the next celebration, Disney just goes, blah, we've been sitting on all this shit, suck it. They need to hold shit back. So I think everyone needs to temper their expectations on Ahsoka S2 in 2026. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
That's it. All
right. Let's go ahead and close her out, Nick. What we got next?
All right. We got our top 5 Star Wars fan artist features of the week. To get involved, make sure you tag us, tag at StarWarsTime.show on Instagram, Star Wars posts. That's how we find them. That's where I picked the top 5 from. So make sure, tag at StarWarsTime.show on Instagram. That's how you get into the running for the top 5. So to kick off this week First up, we have Dope Dioramas at Dope Dioramas on Instagram. Dope Dioramas put together an awesome shot of TPM Darth Maul, actually
Right.
Darth Maul, TPM Darth Maul riding that cool ass speeder in the middle of the desert, like he used to jump Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi on their way back to their ship leaving Tatooine. Awesome shot here. You get that great golden hour sunshot in the background. The positioning of Maul on the speeder
I can hear
bike
the speeder
great.
in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just
So,
watched
good
it.
stuff,
I just
yeah.
saw TPM last week. It's the best prequel. Yeah, no, it looks
There
good,
we
man.
go.
Good job here from at Dope Dioramas. Good old Hot Toy Maul. I got this one. He's a beautiful figure, as well as my other 3 Mauls that I have. So all hail the Maul. All right.
Good stuff. All right. Next up, we got sissix.i.s.x
Love
on
it.
Instagram. And this is a cute little winter time shot here. We got K2SO wearing a scarf to
The fucking
protect his.
scarf is killer, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Scarf
Like
is killer.
clearly, K2 is cold. He needs a scarf, and he's dragging a toboggan, a sled,
Yes.
whatever you want to call it, dragging a sled behind him. And K2's getting ready to do some snow sledding. He's ready to just let loose, have some wintertime fun. I imagine as soon as he sits on this wooden toboggan, it's just going to collapse. But you know what? His metal butt will slide just fine down that snow slope. So,
It's just such a cool shot. I mean, it's super chill. It's not, there's not a lot going on. It's just seeing K2SO in a almost rainbow colored scarf, looking at the camera as if someone said, "Hey K2, where are you going with that thing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm going sledding, motherfucker, and I'll punch you out." So it's just great work here from s.i.s.x on Instagram.
that's right. Next
All right,
up, this
R.I.P.
is
K2.
R.I.P. That's right.
Look at this shit.
This is probably my favorite shot of the top 5. This is from Nilla Gorilla _13 on Instagram. But we just got Yoda hanging out, relaxing in his
not even wearing his
Jedi
robe.
Council.
He's just in his tunic.
Yeah,
He's just
no
chilling.
robe, just in the tunic. He's just sitting in his council chambers chairs, and he's just got
He's
he's
smoking a
lit
fatty.
up. He's got a doobie just lit up. This is how he sees visions of the future.
Right.
This is how he gets in touch with the Force. He's just
yeah.
got
Now we know why he
he
fucked up. He was always getting high, and he was just paranoid. He's never thinking straight.
He was
like,
he could never figure out where the darkness was around him because
Dark
he could
side
never really...
equals joints. Joints equals stoned. Yoda is happy.
That's right. That's right. So Yoda, just
this is
you just gotta
fantastic.
relax, man.
It's so
You just
cool.
gotta relax.
Yeah, this is another one. I'd love to hang this in the HQ. It's the expression on Yoda's face of him just holding this fatty. He's just like, fuck. Begun
Yeah, dude.
the Clone Wars have. Shit. Give me another drag
Dude,
of that.
That's right, dude. This is right after Geonosis,
He's
right
like,
when they get
man,
home. He's
how'd I fuck that up? Damn it.
yep.
Let me get
Good
high.
stuff, man.
We're getting high tonight. It's fantastic. So Nilla Gorilla, all one word, _13 on the gram.
That's right. Next up, we have M_W_Forrester on Instagram, and he's giving us an awesome shot here. Cad Bane. It's a shot from behind, so you see Cad staring right into the setting sun
Tipping
with
his
a
hat.
foe that he has just taken down, laying dead on the floor in the foreground. So you just get the awesome shot of back of Cad Bane, big old cowboy hat on with his signature duster. Just an awesome golden hour shot here of Cad.
Yeah, it really is. This great lighting, even though it's just a behind the back piece, it screams Cad Bane. I mean, it's definitely a Cad Bane homage. Good work from M_W_Forrester on Instagram.
That's right. And to close out the top 5 this week, we got Toy vs. Rick. Toy vs. Rick is one of our favorites, and it's one of our favorite characters as well. It's Darth Vader standing on his chosen home world of Mustafar. The lava flows and volcanoes exploding behind him, cape whipping in the wind, lightsaber ignited, staring off into the distance, damning his enemies to a fate that he will soon take out on him. So just an awesome shot here of Vader. I mean, perfect posing, perfect use of the soft goods cloak, and the background work here done by Toy vs. Rick. Excellent
Rick,
stuff
I
all
know
around.
you listen sometimes. You got to let me know how you're doing your backgrounds these days. Are these AI generated? They come so they're so clean and clear. Anytime I use my screen these days, it's all washed out. So hook me up. What's the secret? All right, Toy vs. Rick on IG with a killer Vader, and that's that.
Right. That's the end of the top 5. That's the end of our show for this week. So Matt, go ahead and close us out.
All right, we are back, and we have already laid down the map that you need to follow if you're a Star Wars fan in 2026. Which one of our 9+1 honorable mentions are you looking forward to? Let us know in the comments of this video when it goes live, or it's already live because you're watching it. Who knows, maybe one of us will be in the room with you during the instant premiere as this drops on a Wednesday, which is our usual show day. So don't you forget, if you ever want to play around with the Star Wars Time show, every Wednesday, 6 p. East, or as close as you can get, youtube.com/Star Wars Time show. All right, my friend, glad you're back. It was good chatting with you. It looks like we've got an exciting year of Star Wars to talk about, even though it's going to be all spread out and we're going to be scrambling like we always are to find content. But maybe that's when the branding discussion may pop up again. You never know. But I will tell you this. The one thing I do know is, as of right now, there's always time for Star Wars Time. And if you listen to the Star Wars Time show, the Force will be with you always.